Hello, boys and girls. I am Andra Annette, and I love telling stories. So today I have two new books for you, and we're going to start reading one of them today. But these are two new books that I did: The Mouse Who Hid Her Feelings and The Fox Who Always Had to Win. So today I think we're going to start with The Mouse Who Hid Our Feelings. So when we hide our feelings inside and we don't share them with other people, sometimes it's very difficult when we keep all that inside, and then somebody, our friends, might say something to us in a kind way, and we just kind of blow up. We get angry because we've been holding all of these feelings inside of us. So this book lets us know that it's okay to feel what we feel and express our feelings. So we're going to get into the beginning of the book, and we're going to start talking about this little mouse that kept everything to herself, okay? So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to open up a new window, and we're going to go here for a second. We got to go to a different, that's not it. Okay, so here is the mouse that hid her feelings. So this is the introduction to the book. In a quiet corner of the forest, just past the ferns and under the hollow log, lives a mouse named Wynnie. She is small, soft-footed, and gentle as the morning mist. Wynnie lives in a burrow lined with tiny treasures, acorn bowls, feather pillows, pressed flower books, and one very worn leaf she keeps in her pocket. The forest knows Wynnie well. They say she listens better than anyone. They say she's always smiling. But there's something even the trees don't know. Winnie carries her feelings she never speaks. She tucks them away like seeds, hides them in corners, presses them between pages. Because she's afraid of being too much, afraid of being a bother, afraid of the way feelings can spill when you speak them aloud. This is Winnie's story of quiet things, of brave whispers, and learning that even the smallest voice deserves to be heard. Tiny spaces and big feelings. Winnie smiles every day. She smiles when the birds chirp too loudly. She smiles when someone skipped the line for berries. She smiles even when her heart thudded behind her ribs like a frightened rabbit. She was very good at being small, very good at being okay. But Winnie's smile was not always true. See Winnie there? Sometimes it hid things she didn't have words for. And so she began to tuck her feelings away, a glowing tear wrapped in a soft leaf, tucked under her bed, a pebble of anger, hot and red, hidden behind a row of books. A worry, sharp and folded, slipped inside an acorn shell, not thrown away, not forgotten, just hidden. A glowing leaf tear tucked gently under a blanket, a tiny red pebble nested behind stacked books, a smooth acorn cracked open, paper worry inside. Her burrow looked warm. Acorn bowls, flower curtains, feather pillows, flickering candles, a place that said, I'm fine. But feelings don't care about looks. They don't disappear when you smile. They wait, they whisper, and they grow. Winnie didn't know how to let them out, so she kept them tucking them in. Every day, a new pebble, a new whisper, a new glow, she smiled and smiled and smiled. Winnie kept smiling. That part was easy now. She had practiced so much. Her face just knew how. But inside her feelings had grown. The drawer under her bed no longer closed the whole way. The acorns were full. The books leaned from the weight behind them. Her heart felt crowded, like a room with too many guests and not enough chairs. At night her feelings rattled. The glowy tear under the bed flickering like a storm. The pebble of anger rolled back and forth, bumping into everything. Wynnie curled beneath her blanket and tried to be still, but her stillness had cracks now. She didn't cry, not out loud, just a single silent tear which ran down to her pillow and stayed there like a secret. She still smiled in the morning, of course she did, but it felt heavier now, like she was lifting something every time she showed her teeth. See my little girl, my little Wynnie, what a cute little mouse she is. Wynnie didn't mean to snap. It was only a little thing. A friend forgot to knock. A basket tipped. Her pressed leaves scattered. See, she's angry. It should have been fine, but something inside her burst, sharp and fast. Could you please be careful, she barked, louder than she meant. Silence. The room went still. Winnie's breath felt hot in her throat. She blinked once, twice. Then the tears came, not glowing, not hidden, just real and seen. She turned away quickly, her pores covering her face. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't mean, I don't usually, I just. See how upset she is? But she couldn't finish. The words were too full. She backed against the tree near her burrow, trying to be small again, trying to disappear. But this time, someone stayed. Wynnie waited for her friend to leave. That's what usually happened when feelings showed, but no one left, not this time. Her friend sat down beside her, not too close, not too far, just near enough. They didn't say anything at first, didn't ask, or fix, or cheer her up. They just stayed, quiet as the moss, still as the sunlight. Wynnie cried a little more, then a little less. Her friends didn't rush her. Their presence was a blanket that said, "You are safe here." Wynnie didn't say much, but she said something. One small word, one shaky breath. Her friend nodded, as if they understood the whole story from just that one word. And Wynnie felt lighter, not fixed, not perfect, but less alone. Wynnie didn't stop feeling things. She still felt sad sometimes, and nervous, and a little too full of everything all at once. But now, instead of tucking her feelings away, she began to let them out, a little at a time. She didn't shout, she didn't roar. That wasn't her way. She found quiet ways, gentle ways. She started with leaves. Every morning she collected them, curled leaves, spotted leaves, golden ones with red tips. Some were smooth, some were scratchy. Each one felt like a little piece of the day. She pressed them between pages of an old book and made a journal just for feelings. On one leaf, she drew a swirl. Her thoughts felt spiny that morning. On another, a face with sleepy eyes and a flat mouth. Some days she only drew a dot, just a dot. She added words too, only if she wanted. Lonely, quiet, hopeful, not sure. She didn't worry about spelling or neatness. This was for her. Sometimes she kept the journal open beside her candles. Sometimes she tucked it away under a folded blanket. It felt good just to know it was there. She even made a page for the moon. She didn't write anything. She just whispered to it. The moon always listened. She began scribbling her feelings on scrap bark and letting them float away down the stream. She sang softly to the wind. She drew faces in the dirt with her paw and watched the rain wash them clean. And slowly, very slowly, something in her chest began to loosen. The more she shared, the lighter she felt, not empty, but open. Her feelings still came, but they didn't stay stuck. They moved, like leaves in the wind, and Wynnie moved with them. Wynnie used to think feelings had to stay quiet, tucked away, hidden like seeds that never sprouted. But now she was starting to understand something new. Feelings weren't meant to stay still. They were meant to move. She noticed it in small ways first. A sigh that made her chest feel softer, a tear that rolled down and left her lighter, a truth whispered to the wind that didn't echo back, but didn't judge either. She wrote her feelings. She sang them. She let them float down the stream on bark boats and leaf rafts and tiny folded notes. The water always carried them somewhere, and it always made room for more. The forest felt different now, or maybe she did. The wind wasn't too loud anymore. The trees still swayed, but she swayed with them. And the heart, once heavy and crowded, felt spacious like the sky. She still felt deeply, she still cried sometimes, and that was okay. She was learning that feelings weren't flaws. They weren't mistakes. They were messages, movements, and like rivers, they were meant to flow. Winnie still had a small voice, soft, careful, kind. But now it wasn't hiding, it was hers. And it told the truth. Sometimes she said, I'm not okay today. Or that made me feel a little left out. Sometimes she just said, I feel, and that was enough. She still smiled, but now the smile came from her whole face, not just her mouth. She still listened, but now she knew. Her voice mattered too. She didn't need to shout to be heard. She didn't need to sparkle to be seen. She just needed someone to listen and the courage to speak. One day, she held a small leaf with one word on it, tired. She showed it to a friend. They nodded. Another day, brave. Another, not yet. Each time, her voice grew, just a little surer. Winnie still felt deeply, still carried big feelings in a small body, but now she let them move. She let them out, and that was its own kind of roar. So this is a letter from Winnie to you guys. A letter from Winnie. Sometimes when we hide our feelings, they don't really disappear. They get quiet. They go inside and they wait. But while they wait, our bodies carry them. Our hearts beat faster, our stomachs feel tight, our sleep becomes tangled, and our smiles feel a little too heavy. Feelings want to move. They need air. They need safe places to land. When we speak them, even just one word, we make space for light to come in. We remind our bodies we are listening. You don't have to say everything all at once. You don't have to roar. Just a whisper is enough. Just a leaf with one word. Just a friend who stays. Your feelings matter. Your voice matters. And you are never too small to be heard. With heart, Winnie and your friends from the forest. The end. So, here's an idea that I put together for the kids to do where you can make your own leaf journal, a quiet way to listen to your feelings. You don't need to shout, you don't need to explain. You just need a leaf and a little space to feel. What you will need: a few leaves from outside or draw your own on paper, a journal notebook, or just some pages stapled together, crayons, pencils, markers, anything you like. A quiet place. Pick a leaf, choose one that feels like today. Maybe it's curled, bright, soft, spotted, or wrinkled, and add a feeling. Draw a face on the leaf, sleepy, swirly, grumpy, brave, or something new. Or write just one word. Tired, okay, too much, or hopeful. Press or glue the leaf. Tape it in your journal or tuck it between pages. You can even whisper something to it first. Look back later. You don't have to explain anything. Just notice how the pages hold your feelings and how you don't have to hold them all alone. See? So this is to remember feelings aren't bad. They're not too big. They're just trying to move through you, and your journal is a safe place for them to land. Okay? So today I feel brave. So this is my gift to you, the idea of how to do it. And this is what I've created, my own personal journal. And even though we get older, boys and girls, we still need a place for safe feelings to land, a friend to talk to about what's going on with us and how we're feeling. And we're never too big, we're never too small to be seen and to be heard. So I hope you've enjoyed this story with me, Andra Annette, the mouse that hid her feelings. And I hope you have an amazing day, boys and girls. Next time we come back, we are going to start reading about the fox who always had to win. Okay? Have a great day. Take care.